Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking and welcome to another fantastic day on planet Earth. In spite of what the politicians might have you believe, that everything is going to burn to a crisp and you're all going to die within 12 months, it's actually not true. Things are actually getting better. And here's some evidence that things really are getting better. In fact, this is really kind of fun evidence because I often come across naysayers, people that claim electric cars are never going to happen. You'd probably call those idiots, morons, or people that think there's reasons, logical reasons for why they shouldn't buy an electric car. And here is another reason to tell them that, as I've said in the past on a number of occasions, yeah, they're wrong. Well, Jolt is about to build 5,000 kind of free electric car chargers in Australia with a $100 million boost from the world's largest hedge fund. Now, this is apparently believed to be the largest corporate investment in charging infrastructure in the country and will result in 5,000 new charging points within only a matter of 24 months. So a lot of whingers and whiners in Australia. Now, I've got to tell you guys, if you're Australian, sorry, you may be in this category, you may not, but it has become part of the Australian culture for many people to whinge and whine about anything. I don't know how this has happened, but over the last decade, it's become part of our culture. And so, like I said, many Australians whinge and whine about electric cars rather than seeing potential and all the benefits they're going to bring to their lives. And there are so many benefits. They choose to pick negatives. Well, here's another negative that is now being removed, gotten rid of. Electric car owners across Australia will soon have access to these kind of free charging points following an investment from the world's largest asset management business, BlackRock. Now, BlackRock has acquired a stake in charging network Jolt Charge, with $100 million of capital to be provided to the business, which will be used to fund 5,000 new electric vehicle chargers across Australia, all of which will be free for the first 7 kilowatt hours of usage. Now, 7 kilowatt hours would probably, on average, get you around 50 kilometers of range. But just drive to all 5,000 of them, and that's 5,000 times 50 kilometers of range. That's a lot of range. That's actually 250,000 kilometers of range in total, in theory, if somehow you could get to each one of these chargers. But my point is, this is good news. The 7 kilowatt hours of free charging, like I said, equates to around about 50 kilometers of range. And even better news is that Jolt promises all of the power going to these stations will be powered from only renewable energy. Now, the awesome thing is, here in Australia, we have an absolute metric shit ton of sun. We're one of the sunniest countries on the planet. And right now, there is solar farms going up all around Australia. So for all the naysayers who say, electric cars are powered by coal, it's terrible, it's toxic. Well, it's true that coal is not a good source of energy. In fact, it's more expensive than solar. So it's therefore true that within a very short period of time, all of the coal plants in Australia will be put to rest, as they should be. Now, remember, the 5 largest coal companies in America are now all bankrupt. Yep, the same thing will happen here in Australia. So we're quickly transitioning to solar energy, and that solar is going to power these 5,000 new electric vehicle chargers across Australia. So share this with your mates when they try and criticize EVs. Point them to this video. You can tell them that I said they're idiots because we have information. This sort of information is not difficult to find. This is on drive.com.au. It's one of the biggest car websites in Australia. So it's not difficult to find this stuff. They're just choosing to ignore it. So anyway, it's believed that the $100 million commitment is the largest corporate investment in EV infrastructure in Australia, which is great news. Now, there hasn't been a specific timeline for the rollout, although I've heard 2 years, less than 2 years. But the project will make Jolt the second largest electric vehicle charging network in the country behind ChargeFox. Now, in June 2021, ChargeFox announced it would also be adding an additional 4,000 chargers to its network of 1,400 within the next 4 years, of which 2,000 will have fast charging capabilities. So guys, that means we're going to have 9,000 additional chargers within the next few years from just 2 companies. Just two companies here in Australia are going to create 9,000 additional chargers. Now, You've got to add to this all the entrepreneurs and all the other companies. Think about companies like Woolworths, who are going to obviously want to have EV chargers at all their petrol stations around the country. BP is doing the same. There's going to be literally probably an additional 15,000 EV chargers in Australia by 2025. There's just no excuse to say chargers are an issue, because they aren't. They're just not. Other good news. In the same month, the New South Wales government commits $171 million towards charging infrastructure. And in late July, the federal government announced it would fund 400 electric vehicle chargers to be built across the country, amounting to $25 million worth of contracts. The good news just keeps on getting better. We just hear more and more stories every day. More money is being invested into this. Everyone knows it's the future. So you just have to accept it if you don't like this. Now, right now, there's currently 2,500 publicly accessible electric vehicle chargers in Australia. That's not really true. There's 2,500 electric standalone vehicle chargers in Australia. But I mean, if you stay in a hotel, right, there's a charger there, isn't there? You can charge your car at any one of millions of power points around the country. In addition to these 2,500 publicly accessible electric vehicle chargers, in addition to the 10,000 chargers that are going to be built between now and 2025. And those are just the ones that I know about. Thanks for watching the channel. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.